I've got Chris Parsonson here of Solve Intelligence. Chris will be at Future Law UK in about 3 weeks' time. And everyone that is listening or watching this will be able to meet him and his team in person. But before we discuss more as to what Chris will show us at Future Law UK, I would like to give him the opportunity to introduce himself and also introduce Solve Intelligence. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. So I'm Chris. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO of Solve Intelligence. We're an AI company, and we're building the go-to AI-powered platform for helping legal professionals with every aspect of the patenting process. So just to give a bit of context about the company, we started in the summer of 2023. We're in Y Combinator, which is an accelerator program that summer. We launched our first product, which was our patent drafting assistant product in July 2023. So we've been going since then. And since then, we've grown very quickly. So we're now selling to over 200 IP teams across the US, Europe, South America, and Asia. We're selling to some of the biggest law firms in the world, some big enterprises, but also a whole bunch of solo practitioners and smaller boutiques. So there's a lot of legal professionals using our software for patent drafting, patent prosecution, invention harvesting, and so on. And yeah, super excited for the Future Law conference and to meet some more people in the industry.
Thank you, Chris. And there's some known players on the market that have essentially emerged in the last several years. There's some let's call them legacy players that are also making a leap into the patent drafting world. You know, notable mentions are probably Deep IP, Patently. What sets Solve Intelligence apart from those competitors?
Yeah, there tends to be three key things that customers tell us is the reason why they went with Solve Intelligence over a competitor. And those three things are, firstly, the output quality of the AI. Secondly, the customization features that we have in the product. And then thirdly, the sort of UI and the UX. So on the output quality of the AI, we've assembled a team of AI researchers, patent attorneys, and software engineers to build state-of-the-art AI models and algorithms in order to outperform base models. And certainly if you compare the output of our product to something off the shelf, like, for example, ChatGPT, but also it turns out to competitors, the output quality of our AI is a lot better. It's sort of specialized for drafting patent applications, point office sections, and so on. And so the AI output quality tends to be a key differentiator. The second one I mentioned there is customization. And one of the things, if you talk to patent attorneys, not just across different jurisdictions and different technology fields, but even inside the same firm, often patent attorneys will have different kinds of stylistic preferences for how they want to draft their patent applications and respond to office actions and so on. And so the most important feature of our product is the customization ability of the AI, the ability to customize the AI to return to an attorney's own unique style, and then to be able to switch between different styles for different applications, different jurisdictions, clients, technology fields, and so on. So customization of the AI tends to be a key differentiator and a key reason for customers to decide to go with us. And then the third one, as I mentioned, is just the UI and the UX. Fundamentally, our product is just an in-browser document editor. It works exactly like Microsoft Word, and we've got full compatibility with Microsoft Word. But then under the hood, we've got this AI co-pilot that we've built and specialized for helping legal professionals with the patenting process. And people like our product because they can stick to whatever workflow they already have. Different attorneys have got different workflows. Some start with the figures, some with the invention, some with the specification, some with the claims and so on, or some go back and forth between all of them. They can stick with whatever workflow they have, and they can slowly start integrating AI into that workflow. So rather than sort of black boxing things and clicking a button and then outputting a whole bunch of text or an entire patent application that the attorney has to review, we have a very step-by-step process that keeps the attorney in the driving seat and allows them to sort of be in the driving seat every step of the way and stick to whatever workflows they already have, but then slowly start integrating AI into those workflows. So those tend to be the three main things: the AI output quality, the customization, and the UX.
You mentioned just before we started this conversation that there has been an increased demand and interest in your tool, but in tools in general in the IP space, which is music to my ears, because as you and I discussed, IP has been somewhat lagging behind compared to other legal tech verticals. Um, can you tell me, um, as much as you can share, which are your biggest customer wins in the past year?
Yeah, well, if you go, anyone who goes onto our website, solvintelligence.com, can see some of our customers there. You can see some testimonials. You can see some case studies. For a lot of these, we have to get explicit permission for certain cases where we use and refer to logos. But I mean, just recently we published a co-authored article with Maytar, one of the biggest and most prestigious law firms in Israel. They evaluated multiple patent drafting products, and the patenting
Mhm.
team there at Maytar went forward with Solve Intelligence. And again, it came down to those three things that I mentioned: the output quality of the AI, the customization features, and crucially, the UX that enables the attorneys there to be in the driving seat every step of the way, and then every step of the way, and to deliver a high quality product for their clients. So um, we're working with a whole bunch of law firms, a bunch of enterprises, and you can see some more of those testimonials and case studies if you go onto our website as well as our customer advisory board.
If you are to pick one feature that stands out, that has delighted your customers, that have sort of like truly humbled you, um, which one would that be?
Definitely the customization features. But patent attorneys spend many years building their craft and drafting claim sets, the way in which they like to draft applications, the way they like to respond to certain kinds of rejections and objections with office actions. And so what you don't want to do is have AI just replace all of those with a sort of bland, off-the-shelf AI generated output that's kind of the smooth average of all of the training data the AI has been trained on. You want to be able to reflect the individual attorney's drafting style in the AI's output, and customization of the AI is the most important feature of the product. It goes across every feature and every product that we build in our platform. And so, yeah, being able to customize the AI to individual styles based on the attorney sort of uploading examples of previous publications that they've done or previous office actions that they've responded to, that is the most important feature and the most popular one with our customers.
So, and since we're on features, what exciting features are there on the horizon that you are personally looking forward for your customers to test and try?
Yeah, we actually just released one of the most exciting features, which in the prosecution product is the ability not only for the AI to cite with clickable links to cite relevant specific parts programmatically across the file wrapper when it's kind of helping the attorney build out response strategies and indeed actually drafting the response, but also being able to cite relevant sections of the MPEP, cite relevant case law, and then crucially also enable the attorney to be able to supply certain case law that the attorney wants the AI to be referring to when it's responding to certain kinds of rejection and objections. So we just released that, super excited about that. Just around the corner, we're going to be releasing some major functionality with invention harvesting, so making it much easier for both in-house and outside counsel teams to interact with their inventors and bring the time down for inventors to actually submit ideas from maybe multiple weeks of back and forth down to just a few minutes with the help of AI. And of course, making sure that the disclosures that get submitted are very high quality and crucially, again, all customized to the kinds of things that the attorney, be they outside counsel or in-house teams are looking for. So invention harvesting, super excited about that. And we have a whole bunch of things to do with freedom to operate, claim charting, licensing, technical diagrams, and so on coming out as well.
And I understand that the majority of your users are um, patent drafting professionals in IP firms. You're mentioning here in-house legal teams, in-house IP teams. Can you just elaborate a little bit more how the tool is useful for those teams, since we are hosting both of those groups at our conference?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a number of large enterprises in our customer base. Again, if you go onto our website, you'll be able to see some of those. Siemens are on our customer advisory board, for example. So, we've got some big enterprises using our software. Now, some of those enterprises will use it for doing a bunch of drafting in-house. The way that a lot of in-house teams work is that they'll sort of receive a disclosure from their inventors and they'll decide which disclosures do we want to send to outside counsel. Maybe they'll be sending the more complicated ones where there's not necessarily a sort of imminent deadline that they need to worry about. And they might send out to the outside counsel versus they might end up doing a bit more drafting in-house. That's how some customers using the product if they're in-house teams and they're looking to use the AI for helping them draft patent applications. But then we have a whole bunch of other in-house customers who are using the product for doing things like, for example, analyzing an invention disclosure that they've received from the inventor, using it to then help fill out one of their own custom invention disclosure forms, identify novelty and non-obviousness in the disclosure and so on before then sending that to the outside counsel. And then likewise, when the outside counsel comes back with an initially drafted patent application, or if maybe the outside counsel has made some adjustments to anything that the in-house team have already started, then the in-house team can use AI to help them make edits to and propagate edits across the whole application, all in track changes inside our product. So it makes it very easy to both review the work of the outside counsels and also to be able to adjust it using AI. So yeah, there's a bunch of different incentives there for in-house teams to be using our software as it stands at the moment.
Thank you very much, Chris. And before we wrap up, can you tell us what's Solve Intelligence vision for the future?
Yeah, so we want to build the go-to platform that helps inventors, in-house teams, and outside counsels with every aspect of the patenting process. So everything from harvesting inventions, where you're collecting the ideas in the first place, all the way through to patent drafting, patent prosecution, freedom to operate analysis, claim charting, licensing, litigation, so on. We want to build this platform that helps that end-to-end process.
And do you see a role of the patent reviewers in this equation?
You mean sort of the examiners and so on in the patent office?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I think the role of both the attorney and also of the examiner shifts, and it shifts away from, for example, if we look at the way that attorneys today are using our product, they're spending significantly less time than they were pre-AI on, for example, the specification. And a lot more time on, for example, drafting a really high quality set of claims. So before AI, maybe an attorney would be spending sort of 60% of their time drafting the specification and doing things like making sure that each part of each claim is supported and enabled by the specification, that support is linked to all the figures, the reference numerals. If the inventor makes an update to a figure or to the disclosure, then making sure that update is sort of propagated across the specification in a consistent way. Those are all tasks which don't necessarily fully leverage the insights and the knowledge and the legal expertise of the attorney. They're kind of mechanical stuff. That's exactly the sort of thing that can be offloaded onto AI. And that then frees up a bunch of time for the attorney to spend on, for example, drafting a really high quality set of claims or delivering strategic advice to the client on exactly what they should be claiming or what patents they should be getting and so on. And so I think if we kind of extrapolate that and predict how examiners are going to be spending their time. The examiners are already massively overloaded. There's a huge backlog in all the patent offices. The USPTO has a huge backlog at the moment. I think examiners will spend a lot less time sort of going through all of the nitty-gritty of the applications that they receive. And actually, they'll get the AI to do a lot of the sort of heavy lifting there. And the AI will then summarize for the examiner different kinds of things that the AI thinks they should potentially look into. And ultimately, of course, just as with drafting, this won't be replacing the examiner. It'll be enabling the examiner to spend more time kind of looking at the very important things about these applications. Are they novel and non-obvious? What kinds of responses should we be sending back? What sort of office actions should we be sending back to the applicant? And they'll be able to get through more applications faster, and they'll be able to spend more time delivering high quality reviews of these applications.
Awesome, Chris. And to wrap things up, can you tell us who are the legal professionals that should walk up to you at Future Law UK and come and look at the product?
Anyone who does patent drafting and patent prosecution, we'd absolutely love to chat with you.
So, thank you very much, Chris. As I said at the beginning, we're also going to put a link to Chris's profile in the description of this presentation. If you are coming to Future Law UK, please come and speak to Chris and his team. If you're not, please connect with him over LinkedIn and continue the discussion.